This is my review of the LG Voyager. The LG Voyager is a phone that has a touchpad here on the front, as well as a full QWERTY keyboard on the inside. The touchpad on the front allows you to do all kinds of stuff. Basically, is all controlled. You can make phone calls. You can do everything from the front right here. It has a a lock on the side that locks and unlocks the touchpad, so that when it's in your um, when it's in your pocket, you aren't accidentally making calls, doing things like that. The touchscreen on it is somewhat sensitive, but it's doesn't always work the way that you'd want it to work. The On the bottom down here, you've got messaging, you have got call, you've got dial, you've got a a bunch of different options, contacts, such so on and so forth. If you touch the screen itself, it gives you a menu, a customizable menu that has different buttons like picture messaging, text messaging, Bluetooth, easy tip calculator, alarm clock, calendar, things like that. You can do all kinds of stuff with this. Take you can take photo and video with it, as well as doing texting. You can with the you can watch TV with it. It even has a special little antenna that you can pull out and use for the TV, part of the TV watching, which is kind of disappointing with some of this stuff, because things like this, even though you've got an antenna, you can't really watch TV over the air. You can only do it through the network that you're using this phone on. And so it kind of becomes a waste having it on there. I ended up picking this up. I like the concept of it. I like the idea. I like the touch screen, and I liked the QWERTY keyboard. It's just a neat little phone. I was expecting to really enjoy it in a lot of different ways, and I found that for the most part, I don't use the majority of the features in it. It I bought it for the features, and I'm not using it. I'm not using things like the calendar. I'm not using things like address contacts nearly as much. Um, I'm just not using it the way that I expected to. The Been very disappointed with this phone for a lot of reasons. The touchscreen, in some sense, is very sensitive. In other sense, it's not very sensitive at all. For instance, I've got hard to see here, but I've got all these different addresses and names and everything on this, and when trying to scroll through the names, you would think on the side here there's a bar that goes up and down that shows where you are on the contact list. You would think that by touching this bar, you would think that by touching the bar on the side that you would scroll it up and down. No, instead, in order to scroll it up and down, you go like this. Scroll up and down. Problem is, a lot of times, when you attempt to scroll, I'll lock it. When you attempt to scroll up and down, it has a hard time discerning whether you're scrolling or whether you're just pressing. And so you can sit there and try to scroll up and down and up and down. I want to go down, I want to go down. And instead, it opens up a file. Instead, it opens up a contact. And it's just like, no, I didn't want to call that person. I was just trying to scroll through my contacts. Just major pain all the way around. Another issue with it is near the top of the contacts is at the top list of the contacts. You try to hit the top contact, and it won't take it. It acts like you're trying to scroll, like it's trying to accept what you're trying to scroll through. And so I'll be sitting there trying to hit the top contact again and again and again and again and again and again, and it won't do anything. And it's just like, okay, I just want to top contact. So then I have to flip it open and use it this way. The problem with using it this way is that then the speakerphone is on. Another issue is that where you touch on the screen, you're trying to touch one thing, you end up touching the wrong thing. And so I ran into this. I was trying to call the cable company, and I dialed their 800 number and went in, and the after a certain amount of time, the display goes dark and then just blacks out. When you're on a call, as soon as you make the call, as soon as the call rings through, it locks the screen. That way you don't accidentally hit a button. In the meantime, it blacks out. So I call this automated system, and went in to touch the button. Oh, I need number one. I need number two. I need number three. I go in and it's all blacked out. I gotta unlock it all over again. Gotta find the button, tap the button. Because of the way it's designed, you touch a button, and because it's all touch sensitive, you can't feel where you are. You got to look at it and even when you look at it and you touch it, you don't get what you're expecting to get. And so I'd be trying to press 2 and I end up pressing 5 instead. And I just got sick and tired of it. And so I'm just like, okay, this is not working. So I have to use it this way. And to use the buttons up here. Meantime, it's broadcasting for everybody to hear. It's just like, okay, if I wasn't at home and I had to do this, then everybody would know what my business is. And so it's just the touch screen just doesn't work. It's the scrolling. I mean, in concept, it's supposed to be, oh yeah, here's a more a more functional way of doing it. But in reality, it's less functional. It creates more issues. The features just don't get used. It's um it's a fun little gadget for the sake of being a fun little gadget, but it just doesn't justify the price. And so I like it. It's nice in concept, but it's I can't justify it. Next time I get a cell phone, I won't get one with a touchscreen because it's just too unusable. So this is the LG Voyager. Very disappointing. When it works, it works, but it's just such a pain to get through, to work through. It's just not worth it. So I would give the LG Voyager probably a 3 out of 5 stars. It works when it works right. So 3 out of 5 stars for the LG Voyager. Thank you.